through the stories that define the artists playing Bonnaroo. Who are they? What are they? What will you see? The what? Which bands this year that matter?
Yeah.
With Brad Steiner and Barry Corder.
1, 2, 3, and...
They will find you, they will grab you by the throat and the heart, and then they will set your soul free. The Warren Treaty. If anything's going to make me go all religious,
They say they'll take you to church.
welcome to this family. I can't wait to share this moment with you. We said this in episodes past. One of the best moments I've ever had at Bonnaroo, the Warren Treaty, this tent Saturday morning was as good of a feeling I have ever had while simultaneously bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, it was one of the great musical events of my life, not just Bonnaroo.
Because you felt like you were about to see something. You felt like you were on the precipice of something that's about to explode. Not only was it good for your soul, not only do they grab your heart and pump it full of life and oxygen and blood, but you felt like this is going to be the smallest you've ever seen them. Because it's about to blow up for them.
Yes. And you mentioned that talking to them a couple of times. It was just such a great moment, unexpected. The crowd was big but not huge, so everyone was up close, and to sit there and watch people in the audience yelling, "We love you, I love you," and them
And
just
they probably had no idea who they were by the way.
right, and then them just sort of standing there absorbing it and then giving it right back. Pretty incredible. And then they were so nice to agree to talk to us, and God, the same thing. You could just feel it.
Yeah, and the word that I would associate with them is love. Michael and Tonya Trotter, they fell in love in Michigan. They tell the story about how they meet, and now they're doing this music thing because it's therapy for him as an Iraq war vet who's gone through a massive amount of trauma and is struggling with PTSD, and he wears that on his shoulder in his shirt sleeve every single moment of his life, not just when he's on stage. Sitting across the bench from him, talking to him, like I was trembling because he lives with it every second of the day.
You could look in his eyes. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Eyes. And you could see the love in her eyes, and you could see the love back from him to her, and just amazing. That was didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, at all. And I'm so glad to share this, and I can't believe that we got them. Congratulations to Barry Corder. What a pull on this one. The Warren Treaty, this is our chat backstage at Bonnaroo. It's a little tough. Audio gets a little bit tough, but stick with it because it's worth every second. The Warren Treaty on the What Podcast.
Your love sets my soul on fire. Your love set my soul on fire. Your love set my soul on fire. Set my soul on fire. Sing it with me, darling. Your love set my soul on fire. Your love set my soul on fire. Your love set my soul on fire. Set my soul on fire. I said that I would never ever love again, but you set my soul on fire. I said no kind of love would ever pull me in, but you set my soul on fire. I said love came from the east, love came from the west, love came from the one that loved me the best. Love shot me through my love through vest, but you set my soul on fire. Why don't you help me sing?
When Bonnaroo does really things well, when things go really well at Bonnaroo, it's when you find somebody that you don't really know, that you wanted to tinker with, and you wanted to learn about, and then when you walk in there, they blow you away. And you guys did that. I have never had that sort of emotional reaction to that tense show that I've ever had like that before. That was unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
You guys have something pretty special, and I don't know where in the hell that comes from. Where does that come from?
Oh.
Man, it comes from love.
That's what you could feel.
Yeah.
That's what everyone in that tent felt.
Yeah. And we've worked at it, and not at the performance, but we've worked at being in love all the way. And we just celebrated our 8th year of marriage.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
You
And
guys don't look like you should be married for 8 years. You're not that old.
No, we're not, but we feel old.
Still smiling at each other.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I have every reason to smile. I do.
me too.
You know,
You know what I like? Can I ask you about this?
Yeah.
I've never seen a married couple perform that both of you stand behind the keyboards. Seems like such a simple thing. Is it more? It's not just technical, is it? Y'all like being close to each other, don't you?
I love.
That's what I
Oh
feel.
my gosh.
Yeah, we started out, performing just like at home or with Michael on the keyboard, and I was so used to being beside him. And he, now that we have a band, I'm not conscious that I'm back there, and there's this other side of the stage that I can use.
Right.
You know?
I mean, even
And
sitting
then-
right here, you guys are touching each other. You're constantly touching.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what they don't know is I'm just this amazing sex symbol.
That's it.
You know,
Sexy.
I have a six pack on the side.
I just can't see it.
Yeah.
You can't see it on the podcast, but it's there. I feel it. It radiates.
Let me see it. I want to see the 6-pack. Let's see it. Let's see it.
It's family radio.
Oh my gosh.
So, and I hate to talk about something that's not about the band and the music, but where did you guys meet? How did you guys get to where you are now?
Oh, it's just like every time I tell the story,
Yeah.
it sounds so cheesy, but we met at a love festival
What does that mean?
in Maryland. It was a.
That's by the way. That sounds like something you drop your keys in when you walk in the door. By the way.
No, it was actually well, I'm originally from Washington D.C. and Maryland,
Me
the
too.
Maryland area. Really?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay.
Go
Awesome.
Redskins.
Yeah,
I do.
I had to pause, but yes,
Capitals.
go Redskins.
Go Caps.
Go Capitals.
Go
Let's
Caps,
stick with her,
baby.
Yeah. Well, we met. I used to give out backpacks and things for a festival.
Yeah.
And it was called the Love Fest. And Michael came to perform, and I saw him across the field, and I was like, oh my God, who is this guy? He was just killing it. He
He's
was
so dreamy.
Amazing. Oh yeah. He's a sex symbol.
I
I
felt
had
the
to,
same way. I
Yeah.
get it.
You get it?
I get
You
it.
felt the whole
Y'all are very, very kind.
Yeah, and that's how we met.
But I
And
felt
awesome.
I felt truth radiating from Tonya, and love and grace, and when we finally met up and just had some real conversation, I had just told her some honesty, and my honesty was I didn't feel worth anything. I just felt like a complete loser. I mean, I was struggling. I just come out of the military 3 years prior and still couldn't get on my feet. And I told her the truth. I said, I know I'm supposed to be something in life, but I can't get to it. I can't even get to the doormat. And she just looked me in my eyes and grabbed my hand, and she said, I see more for you than what you're talking about. And honestly, that really touched my heart in a way nobody else has ever been able to touch it. And I mean, to have somebody as beautiful as Tonya telling me that she see beauty in me, it really helped. And I was able to further let her in on my secret of being a war veteran, and later on down the line, and I was just honest with her. And I think that's what the audience gets a chance to see, is that.
Can I marry you?
Oh man, of course.
This is what I need in my life. This is everything I need in my life.
Let's just say, for people that are listening on the podcast, they know Brad and I joke around a lot. But when we say we were crying listening, this is why.
Right.
This is what we heard today,
Right.
and this was the show. I
There's
mean,
nothing that I love in music more than vulnerability.
Yeah.
And showing that vulnerability the way that you guys do is not something that you see very often.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like you exude it every second of the day.
Yeah.
That's gotta be tough.
Oh, not really.
No?
No.
It's just how you are.
Yeah,
That's just how you live.
Get up in the morning and
I need your secret.
Being intentional. It's very intentional. I mean, I wake up intending to be inspired, by everything, and even it's sad to say, but when you get certain deaths that take place, like one of the greatest chefs ever, and one of the greatest fashion icons ever, when their truth happens, it can either inspire you to say, you know what, I gotta be honest, or it's gonna make you go the other way. And we have intentionally decided to say, you know what, let's just be honest. How you feel this morning? I feel like crap, and when you have that kind of honesty and when you have that kind of intentionality behind your motives, things change, and people are moved, and other people start coming forward. I had a guy who was walking with me today, and he touched me on my shoulder, and he's a well put together guy, good looking gentleman, and he has a great job, and he says to me, I struggle with suicidal thoughts. And I was able to look him in his eyes and say, I understand, because I do too, but what helps me is knowing that I don't go through this alone. And that's what, honestly, that's what makes not just America, but that's what makes being a human being so powerful, when you can relate and connect and be intentional about loving somebody other than yourself. That changes the game.
I don't know if y'all did, but I could feel that in the audience. They heard what you guys were saying. When they were yelling back, I love you and all that, that felt real.
It was very real.
It was real.
That just felt very, very real.
It was real, and we felt it from the stage. And we're intentional about just taking those moments where we can take it in, because when you're up there and you're giving, as an artist, you're putting out. You didn't have to allow your audience to put back into you, because they want to. They want you to know that they love you. They want you to know they appreciate you, and it always brings both Michael and I to tears.
You guys got there.
Every audience is different.
A lot of stuff ran through my mind. I mean, I tell Tonya this all the time. Well, one, I didn't think this would ever happen. I mean, and not that we've made it or done anything like that, but if someone was to tell me back in 2004, when I was sitting in weather that's reminiscent of this out in Iraq, that you're going to be singing at Bonnaroo in 2018 and the people are gonna really take to it, I would say, man, then you just see what happened to Clay. I'm not gonna make it out of here. And that's a real emotion, and that kind of moral injury kind of happens to you, because you're not the only soldier that had a dream to sing at Bonnaroo. I know a couple who had big dreams who got killed. And all that happens in 3 seconds flat. You think about it all, it rushes in your mind, and then you pause and you say, all right, man, get over yourself. Look, these are people of all genders and races and ethnic backgrounds and different countries out there, all being together, and you're helping to bring that together. And no one's talking about white and black and hoods and suburbs and ghettos and none of that crazy, fat, skinny, tall, short. Everyone's loving being human, and they're being human to your music. There's no greater reward than that. Ain't no greater reward than that.
Wow. Amazing. Like I said, one of the greatest moments of Bonnaroo I've ever had.
It sounds to me like not only are you performing songs that are therapeutic for you, that you need to get out, but you're also trying to spread a message, and you're trying to change lives. I almost take you as somebody who is trying to affect every single person that you meet.
I hope to.
Yeah.
We both hope to.
Yes.
And I think we both feel an amazing amount of pain when we see people fight and hate, and we see people don't get it, they don't understand, and it's a painful thing. Some of the stuff that we as a people went through in the 60s and forward. But Ty and I, we had opportunity to go to Memphis a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And I'd never been there. Tonya, you never been there, right? And
Yeah, I went there once.
you went there once.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't even realize we were driving right next to the Martin Luther King Hotel where he was killed at.
Lorraine Hotel.
And it didn't hit me until I looked up and I saw the balcony, and I immediately
Kicked you in the gut.
oh yeah. But damn, man, I think where we go wrong is we stop at that emotion, and we don't go forward and look at all the different people that were there with me.
Yeah.
White, black, Chinese, Asian, Indian, all walks of life. There, some were holding each other, some were praying, some were taking pictures. Wow, something so painful united all of us right there at that moment.
From that spot.
Yeah.
From that spot, and I think that, that's his charge to us all, is to, do our part and try to make it better.
Well, I couldn't love this more. I mean, I love you so much.
Yeah, I don't want to change the subject because this is awesome, but I want to give you guys the opportunity because you have a new record coming out. So when's it coming out and all that?
Well, the record is called A Healing Tide.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah, that's right. You want to cover everybody in gravy and
baptize everybody.
then eat it up.
You baptizing me in gravy. I'm not an atheist anymore. I'll be honest with you. I'm in.
Baptizing gravy. Yeah.
I didn't know that was part of the deal.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta have the gravy on you. That's it. That's how it happened. So we have that single out, Healing Tide, as well, and the album itself comes out on August the 10th, and we're really
You worked with Buddy Miller. I just wondered how did that?
We in Detroit, we did a concert called the Concert of Colors with the legendary Don Was from Was Not Was band and producer for the Rolling Stones. Well, Don became very fond of us, and Don then made a phone call to Buddy Miller without us even knowing, and told Buddy about us. And Buddy is the kind of guy, you tell Buddy something and he's gonna research it. He's like, well, let me check it out. And he got on YouTube, and he's so funny because he calls us and we become friends, Buddy and Tonya and I. And on his birthday, he gives us a phone call. He's like, guess what I'm doing? And we're like, well, what's that? He was like, I'm just sitting here with Emmylou and Harris, and we're watching you guys on YouTube.
Emmylou.
He
I'm
said,
like,
you know
oh.
who she is, Emmylou. I'm like,
Probably just went across the street.
Yeah. Well, he took us in and produced our record with some of the greatest musicians
He's the man.
in Americana. And then Emmylou Harris comes over to the house and brings us homemade brownies,
yeah, during the session.
and then sings on our record.
Yeah.
You can't write that stuff, man. And
Emmylou Harris making me brownies. Get out.
I'm not at all surprised because I'm sure she felt exactly what we felt, right? I mean,
we felt a lot, and I will say this about those two. Buddy, he took me in particular under his wing as a producer, and he told me and Tonya a secret to his success, and I took it. We both did. We took it to heart. He said, Michael and Tonya, if you want to know what I'm about, it's one word: collaboration. He said, that's how you live forever. And we hugged and we watched Buddy collaborate with many folk. And then Emmylou Harris, this legend, this giant, she comes over to the house and she says, Buddy and Julie, his wife, she tells me in time, she said, these two are my church. They're my pastors. She says, I get my guidance from them. It just shows you what kind of relationship they are.
What kind of people,
Right.
person, but
Right.
both Buddy and Julie are just, and Emmy, just beautiful people. You just want to be outside of their talent. You want to align your humanity up with theirs. And become a better human being. And that's.
Yeah, but at any point when you started all this, did you ever think you would say the words, Emmylou Harris came over to the house the other day?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
No.
not.
it made you brownies.
Oh yeah. Well, it started at Americana Fest. Buddy got sick, and the Americana Association and our management worked it out to where we would take Buddy's spot during the Americana Fest. And then we got a phone call maybe an hour before our set that we would get placed in the middle of the Lumineers and drive-by truckers. So it was a
Good
little
spot.
pressure.
Yeah, good spot. Yeah.
No
And
pressure.
then they said, the person, someone wants to bring us out and introduce us to the Americana crowd, and it was Emmylou Harris.
Oh, wow.
And we were
Wow.
just standing there, and she walks right in between us, and she puts her arms around us, and she goes, "You ready?" She said, and she just rubs us, says, "Let's do this." And we burst into tears right then and there. Felt like a mother hen just saying, "It's time."
Yeah.
Go big. Go
Yeah.
be you.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
what you put on stage and what you give as human beings out to other human beings is infectious. It makes me want to be a better person. You guys are, I mean, I couldn't. You're the Johnny and June of our generation. So, yeah, I love you. I couldn't love you more. This was a real moment in Bonnaroo history. So, congratulations, guys. Yeah.
Thank y'all for taking your time to even talk to us.
No, we'll never talk to you again. Do you understand that? That's how big you guys are going to be. We're never talking to you again.
Oh, no. Remember, we got gravy to drink.
My dude.
Journey through the stories that define the artists playing Bonnaroo. Who are they? What are they? What will you see? The what? Which bands this year that matter? With Brad Steiner and Barry Corder.